Coming up on Wavelength, we'll show you the newest jewel in the crown of LCRA parks.
I'm Jill Joyner, and we're going to show you how technology is changing the way that LCRA serves its customers.
We'll see how the continuing drought is affecting people throughout the river basin, and see how these dairy cattle are helping LCRA keep the lights on. Wavelength starts right now.
From the Lower Colorado River Authority, this is Wavelength.
The creation of this new river authority will help electrify rural Texas.
And so today, we gather here to dedicate this mighty structure, Buchanan Dam.
This has been a great organization for 70 years, and it's going to be a great organization for a long time to come.
Where freshwater meets saltwater, there is a unique ecosystem. A diverse population of plant and animal species live in a delicate balance here. Hi everyone, welcome to the March 2007 edition of Wavelength. Well, back in March 2001, the LCRA Board of Directors authorized the purchase of these 1,600 acres at the mouth of the Colorado River, ensuring that it will be protected and accessible for generations to come. On a blustery December morning, local officials and community leaders joined LCRA board members and staff to officially dedicate Matagorda Bay Nature Park, the culmination of years of planning and hard work.
First of all, I'd like to thank Joe Bill and all the staff of the LCRA and the board of directors for choosing us, for choosing Matagorda County for this major investment, and we really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. We really do.
Welcome to Matagorda Bay Nature Park. How are you today? Good, good.
This group of sixth graders from Bay City Middle School is the first to visit the new facilities here at Matagorda Bay Nature Park. This 4,100 square foot Natural Science Center serves as the headquarters for all of LCRA's educational programs here.
All right, girls, what was this one? Triple tail. Why do you think it's a triple tail?
Because it has 3 tails.
Very good. It has 3 tails.
We've seen science scores and Texas students needing some help, and that's what we hope to do by bringing them outside and bringing them to Matagorda Bay Nature Park, is to give them the opportunity that they couldn't do in the classroom to enrich that curriculum.
We're looking for shells.
Look what I got.
The Colorado River Foundation is funding a program that will track these students' progress in science studies over a 3-year period.
So long term, this is the first of hopefully many programs where, again, we'll teach local students about what's in their backyard, but also teach kids who are from other areas along the river, bring them down here and show them how this is all so interrelated and so dependent on each other.
What would happen if I took the water out of these frog eggs?
They die.
They die. How about if does this need water? No.
It's a lot of the things that they're working on today with the energy and shells and vertebrates, invertebrates, reptiles, birds, mammals. And so this just helps them to actually touch and feel and see and experience all the things that we try to teach in the book.
This unique property has 2 miles of frontage on the Colorado River, 2 miles on the Gulf, and some 1,100 acres of wetlands on East Matagorda Bay. The park features a 70-site RV park, public fishing piers, trails and wildlife viewing stands, beach access road, water treatment system, plus major improvements to the existing jetty park, including restrooms, group pavilion, outdoor showers, and covered picnic tables. Educational and recreational programs are also available to the public.
Our guided wetland trips are back in our 1,600-acre preserve. We have a 2.5-mile guided trip, and they last anywhere from 3 to 5 hours, and we accommodate private parties from anywhere from 5 people on up to 15 or 20.
This park is also expected to boost the local economy by attracting many new visitors to the area.
So I think it's very, very good for business, good for the community. The fact that, you know, LCRA will promote a lot of tourism with that park and a lot of the educational programs that are going on for the children down there. I just think it's going to be excellent for the community at large.
LCRA has 40 parks or recreation areas on the Colorado River, including 2 additional natural science centers, Canyon of the Eagles at Lake Buchanan and McKinney Ruffs in Bastrop County.
Since the Highland Lakes were built and began to take on water back in the late 30s and 40s, if you look at all of the record of inflows into the Highland Lakes, this last year was the least amount of water that has ever flowed into the Highland Lakes. That's serious.
I'm Dixie Brandon. My husband and I own Highline Lake Resort. We took our retirement money that we had saved for and literally put it into this property. When the lake is full, the water comes up to where this line of trees is and comes around just below us here. We have cabins and we have an RV park. We have a fishing dock, a boat ramp, a beach. The business that we had coming in for the wintertime that wanted to do some fishing, wanted to get on a boat and go out into the lake, they've all canceled. If the lake level stays at this level and we don't get water and we have a very slow spring and summer, I'm not sure what exactly we're going to be able to do.
You're looking at the water supply for Central Texas. And if this drought continues, and if we don't conserve, this water supply isn't going to last.
I'm Pete Clark with Carlos and Charlie's, and we're looking at our former restaurant boat parking. A lot of people think that, you know, a lot of our customers at Carlos and Charlie's come from the land, and it's really a large percentage come from the water. And as you can see here, there's no place for them to park. You know, most of the year last year, the water level was up where that sign is, and really just in the last 12 months, it's fallen from that point to where it is today. Leaving the hose running, leaving a faucet dripping, it all has an impact. Since we're all in this together, we urge you to analyze what you could do to help a situation like this.
And for the first time ever in January, we have announced to our farmers in the lower part of the basin that we are curtailing the amount of water that is going to be made available for the farmers.
Our irrigated crop, rice crop alone, represents $60 to $80 million in annual income to our agricultural economy. The loss of even a small portion of this revenue would be the equivalent of losing a major industry in the upper counties.
We've got a job in front of us as Texans. We're going to have to pull together to conserve this water. There is enough water to last through the drought. We're just going to have to stretch it. All of us are going to have to stretch it and make it last.
These cattle may not be aware of it, but they are now making a significant contribution to the production of electricity for Central Texas. Erath County has the largest dairy cattle population of any county in Texas. These cows produce tons of milk each year, and as you can imagine, an equally huge amount of waste. Manure from 10,000 head of dairy cattle is the primary raw material for this brand new facility near Stephenville that produces RNG, Renewable Natural Gas. LCRA has contracted with Microgy Inc. to purchase all of the renewable natural gas, up to 2 million cubic feet per day, produced here at the Huckabee Ridge facility. This RNG will help fuel LCRA's 3 gas-fired power plants, located in Marble Falls and Bastrop.
The front-end loader brings the material up, and we meter it into this hopper right now. It augers up. What we're doing is we're making sure that we have a consistent solids level, and it goes into the hydropulper that just slurries it up. When they get this about 6,000 gallons, it'll pump into the slurry pit. From the slurry pit, will feed into each one of the 8 digesters.
Used grease, oils, and glycerin are also used to feed the process. Much of this material would otherwise end up in landfills. Inside these huge digester tanks, an anaerobic process takes place in which microbes break down the organic material, creating methane for biogas. The methane then goes to this scrubber unit, which removes moisture, hydrogen sulfides, and carbon dioxide, leaving pipeline-grade natural gas.
One of the things that we're going to do is run our boiler and also our dehydrator unit off of the methane that we're producing here on site. So in the interest of a truly renewable energy source, we try to take advantage of every opportunity that we have on site to recycle and get everything we can out of the process.
Water used in the process is also recycled, and the remaining solids are taken to this on-site facility where it will become organic compost. LCRA is the first utility in the state to use this renewable natural gas to produce electricity.
Today, the LCRA utilizes renewable sources in the form of hydro and wind to produce approximately 4 to 5% of our annual energy from renewable sources. By utilizing this renewable gas supply at our existing gas-fired facilities, we'll be able to increase that renewable energy supply by approximately 15%.
Everything we've talked about and seen so far leads us to this valve. Once this valve's open, gas is going to the pipeline.
The facility is expected to be fully operational in April.
Inside of every electric substation are dozens of control panels filled with meters and relays that monitor and control the flow of electricity throughout the service area. LCRA has been fabricating these panels for over 30 years using routers, but new technology has changed how the panels are produced. In February, I had an opportunity to visit the control panel fabrication shop at the Dalshaw Service Center and see this new laser technology in action.
The laser has allowed us to not only produce the parts and pieces needed for control panel fabrication, it's given us many more options. We can do so many more things with the laser. Basically, we take any engineering drawing, CAD design, and we can plug it into this and cut out just about anything, up to 1 inch thick.
We need to make sure we have our proper PPE, which is personal protective equipment.
Okay.
And what we need is laser glasses here. These will protect us against the wavelengths that are produced from this machine.
Okay.
And what is it doing right now?
What it's doing right now is cutting the program that is inside the computer here. It's reading this, what's called G code. It's a machine code that's basically just coordinates. And what we actually see is this. The computer looks at that G code and produces this. You pull out the lens. This right here is what the beam goes through, and this focuses that light to a point. This machine has so many safety features built into it. If the machine is cutting and the door opens, the machine automatically shuts down. All right, Jill, you've been watching me doing this all morning. Now it's your turn to be the laser operator.
Okay.
All we got to do is turn the shutter on and hit start.
Oh, that thing moves pretty fast. Now, Tony, what is this going to be used for when it's finished, when it's complete?
This was a program we're using for the steel shop for their Wells Branch project that they had us cut out some 1 inch and 1/2 inch plates for.
As these control panels come out of the laser, they are sanded to a high gloss finish, then precisely bent into shape with this press brake.
That's one side of the process, Jill. We're going to turn around and do the exact same thing on the other side.
After assembly, the panels are taken next door for wiring and equipment installation. This group of panels was custom made for a large utility.
It's given me the opportunity to learn a lot about the technology and different ways of doing the business or the service that we provide. I mean, we've just barely scratched the surface of what we can do.
The precision and versatility of the laser will help serve the needs of LCRA's external customers as well as internal customers across all business units.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
At their February meeting, the LCRA Board of Directors passed a motion directing staff to examine every program in each business unit as part of a back-to-basics approach in preparing the 2008 business plan. This analysis intends to ensure that LCRA continues to meet the growing needs of customers and communities as effectively and efficiently as possible. This may require many departments to have a flat budget in FY08. That means a budget no larger than last fiscal year.
The test that you're telling me with this motion is that you want to see a flat budget except in those areas where we have to grow in order to provide the service in the reliable fashion that we are required to do. That's what I understand you telling me.
Joe, I think you've well defined that. The back to basics is for staff to look at every program we've got in the LCRA and to see how is that still relevant today? Does it fit the mission of where we're going? Is it necessary? And if not, then we'll take a look at it again. So we're just asking to really take a look at the entire budget, department by department, and get literally back to what, as it's defined, back to basics.
The board also indicated that the 2008 business plan should meet employee needs by providing competitive pay, benefits, and training opportunities. The business plan will be presented by staff to the board in a 2-day work session in May. Meanwhile, look for updates about the Back to Basics program review in upcoming employee communications, including the April LCRA news. Well, that's it for this edition of Wavelength. We'll look forward to seeing you again next time.